For the Rural Radio Network, I'm Jayson Jorgensen. Husker football is into its off-season after the spring workouts wrapped up a couple of weeks back. We're joined by head coach Matt Rhule. Coach, thanks a lot for the time. It's been a couple of weeks since the red-white game. What's kind of your thoughts on how that went and where you're positioned as you move into the off-season?
Well, I think the players did a really nice job this spring. They improved. They got better every day. We had a lot of young players we brought in, so they've made the adjustment to college at a high level. So I'm really pleased. It was probably more work got done than I even anticipated, which is a good thing.
I'm sure when you took this job over, it's like any job, you kind of had a plan and laid things out in a schedule. Do you feel you're on schedule? I mean, it certainly looks like you've gotten a lot of positive things done here of late.
Yeah, I think this time of year really sets you up for the fall, obviously, and so I can't really say where we are until I see how we play. We obviously the first year you're 5-7, it's not where you want to be. I do think we got a lot of things fixed, though. I think we got a lot of things corrected, so I like the progress. But the reality is it's going to come down to the season. It's going to come down to winning those close ball games, finding a way to make one more play and change the outcome of a game. And I like where we're headed, but we have to go do it when it matters.
How about this spring? A lot of talk about your two young quarterbacks. It would appear you got a lot there to be excited about, and those two were just as good as advertised.
Yeah, they're very talented, very mature, work really hard at the game, and they made a ton of plays. So, the next step for them is, hey, can they handle the grind of the season? Can they handle the pressure that comes with being the quarterback in Nebraska? Can they bounce back from bad plays and create good plays? And then can they handle the physical toll? It's one thing in spring when you're not getting hit, but can they handle the physical toll of playing quarterback? I'm very confident in them. I think the answer is yes to both and to all those questions. But, that's the challenge that lies ahead for them.
Did anything surprise you at all from them when you got them on campus and you started to see them work?
Just how mature they are. Like I said, the work ethic. A lot of times young players want to be good, but they're not prepared to put the work in. And these guys have put the work in from day one.
About your roster management in a day of the transfer portal and people transferring, you've not had a lot of transfers this off season. That has to be a good sign, and that has to make you feel good.
Yeah, I think it speaks to how great being at the University of Nebraska is. I think it speaks to the culture of the guys in the locker room, how they take care of each other and love each other. And so, it's almost like it's expected to transfer. Everyone expects you to go in the portal, and most of our guys have not done that. And that's exciting for me because we want to build with consistency. We want to build with continuity. We want to bring those guys forward and watch them grow as young men. And they have to be here in order to get that done. So we're making a lot of progress in that way.
Today we're talking with Nebraska football coach Matt Rhule as the offseason has started for the Big Red. Coach, you have a new boss in Troy Dannon. Sounded like you guys had crossed paths a little bit before. What's it been like working with him and getting to know one another a little bit better the last couple of months?
Troy's been great. He's trying to do exactly what I'm trying to do, and that's activate all the areas of this athletic program. Activate all the areas of the football program. And there's so much good stuff here. There's so many great facilities. We have great resources. We have elite fans and a tremendous fan base. And for us, we have to just make sure we're clicking on all cylinders so we can take advantage of those resources that we have. And so Troy's as good at that as anyone I've ever been around. Was down in Scottsdale at a conference with him a week ago, and you pretty quickly see the level of respect that he has in that community and the athletic director and conference commissioner community. He's someone that they go to for advice, and everyone wants his opinion on things. So as we move into this next phase of college football and no one really knows what it's going to look like, I think we're lucky to have Troy here because he's one of the best. He's one of the best in terms of planning for the future.
Hey, one little adjustment that was announced a couple weeks back. You're going to be on the west sideline upcoming this fall. Your thoughts on that and what went into making that decision?
Yeah, so the press box side is always the home side in college football, and the tradition here had been to be on the other side, and mainly because the way the field's activated, there's actually more room on the visitor side. We were on the visitor side because there were more room. I know in COVID in 2020 they moved over to the other side, to the west side. I think for us it's a combination of 5 of the first 6 games being at home, having that sun in your eyes, having that heat. We did some temperature gauges last year, and the temperature swings were wild. And so, when you talk about losing tough games and you're putting your kids, they're sitting in at the temperature that's 40 degrees hotter for 4 hours. It's not probably the best way to make sure your guys are fresh at the end of the game. And so it was the sun. And I think now with all the signal stealing, most people, they like being at home where their backs are to the press box where no one can really see what they're doing as a signal. And we haven't been doing that. We've been giving everyone a clear view of what we're doing. So it just felt like to me, again, you don't want to disrupt the fans, but it felt like to me the evidence that, hey, these little edges that we're giving away, for a team that's lost so many close games. I'm not saying this is going to win us a game, but it might help us be a little fresher. It might help us hide one more play that they don't know. And so we're gonna move over there and excited to get it done.
I'll ask you this before I let you go. What's it been like being the coach of Nebraska in Lincoln? You're a little more than a year into it. Has this been what you thought it'd be?
It's been great. Yeah, it's been great. I think it was 2 weeks into the job that I called Julie and was like, man, we found the right place. Just being a part of the community, being a part of the athletic community here on campus, going and watching, great women's basketball games, men's basketball games, baseball, softball, soccer, obviously wrestling. I mean, just having a chance to be a part of so many cool things, all the things that come to Lincoln, whether it's the rodeo or a festival, or restaurants and people, and it's just been a blessing to find a place that we can call home. And so we have to do a good job of coaching football and putting a winning product on the field so that we're able to stay here for a long time. But we're really happy to be here.
That was Nebraska head coach Matt Rhule. Nebraska will open up the season on August 31st at home against UTEP. For the Rural Radio Network, I'm Jayson Jorgensen.